Yo, I said 2 a.m., 2 a.m. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I said 2 a.m., 2 a.m. What you know, baby? Yeah, I said 2 a.m., 2 a.m. Yeah, yeah. 2 a.m., 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 2 a.m. Yo, where's y'all at? Yo, 2 a.m., 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 baby. East Coast, 2 a.m., 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 2 a.m. Yeah, and we here, baby. 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 a. Yeah, what you 2 a, 2 a, 2 a.m., 2 a, 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 a. Power Monday, 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 1, 2, 2 a.m., 2 a.m. Offense, defense, 2 a.m., 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 2 a.m. TK Wright, 2 a.m. Mia Cunningham, 2 a.m. My people's crash, 2 a.m. Carla at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Yeah. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Daily go get a miss 2 a.m. 2 a.m. It's tomorrow, but we do our thing today. This is where we play. Cheryl Halsey just stepped up in the chat. Y'all know what time it is and where it's at. Yeah, my name is Sun75. Y'all know how we do it. The 10th is at the live. Everything is gonna work out fine, cause we make sure that we do things, take our time. Old heads in the building. Yeah, we're grown children, but everything just works. And I make sure that those stains is on my shirt. Well, y'all know, hole in my lip. Make sure that I don't fall and slip. Yo, I ain't tripping right now, but even if I was, I ain't trying to go down. 2 a.m. 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 Who's up with me? 2 a.m. 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 Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. It's the Daily Go Get a Miss Show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off Vaseline, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about, are you on offense or defense tonight? Excuse me. Your personal offense or defense. Do you personally play offense in your life or defense in your life? Now, I know without thinking about it, which is what I asked y'all to do with the poll question, what would you say you are out the gate, off the bat? Are you an offensive person? And I don't mean offensive like you turn people off, or you diss people, or you make people mad, or, not like that. When I say offense, like, do you play offense or do you play defense in your life? Now, I'm under the impression, what up, Dipples D's, what's good? And my people's JJ, what's good, my dude? I'm under the impression that when you are a person who plays defense or values defense in your life, you're probably the type of person that likes to keep to yourself, that likes to do your own thing. Maybe at work, you like to work by yourself, create by yourself. Not that you are a recluse, not that you don't like being around other people, not that you're not sociable, but, you just kind of, feed people with a long handled spoon. You mind your business. You expect other people to mind theirs. And when people are a little too aggressive, a little too forward, a little bit too invasive, you sort of like, yo, nah, you gotta have a ticket to come into my world. This is my thing. So we on defense over here. We build fences, we install locks, we put up doors, we put soundproof on walls. Defense. When you're an offensive person, when you're a person who values offense, more than likely you're the type of person that's very, very sociable, probably the type of person that's outside all the time, like to mix it up with people, like to know what's going on with people, whether they're your people or other people. So you might be the type, you might not entertain the rumors, but you're definitely the type that will listen out for them, ask questions, see what's going on, take note. You know what I mean? See about, where the stories are coming from. You might be the type of person who shows leadership qualities, likes to get people involved. Maybe even sets up people. You might be the type of person that I don't mean set up in like a bad way, like to get robbed and nothing like that. Maybe you're the type of person that plays matchmaker with people. Oh, I think, with your personality and your looks, I think you would be good with this person. I'm gonna introduce you to him or her to you, and we're gonna see if we can, you play offense, like you in the mix. You get in there and see what's going on. Now, neither one of these people are bad people to be, but it's like a personality difference. It's a personality difference. And it can define who you are or what kind of person you are. So we're going to talk about that tonight. What works better for you? Offense or what works better for you personally? Offense or defense? Offense or defense? So do y'all understand what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? Do you? Do you? Do you? Carla says, hey, son 752, I love your shirt. Red is my favorite color. What you don't say. I like red too. My favorite color is actually green, but I definitely dig some red. I definitely dig some red. JJ says, white YouTube playing around with stuff. I had to hunt the show. It was deleted from my subscription. Damn. Well, damn. You know what? Please don't make me any more suspicious of YouTube than I already am. Please. You know what I mean? Don't even help me. And JJ says, I'm kind of introverted. I'm kind of extroverted. I'm a kind of extroverted introvert. I actually know what you mean by that. And I know a lot of people who are that way. I might be that way too. But I'm not sure which comes first, the introvert or the extrovert. I guess doing this show probably puts me in more evidentiary of extrovert. But trust me, I'll hide out. Like I turn off this camera, nobody will be able to see me no more. JJ says, as I have gotten older, I don't want to deal with anyone's shit but my own. Yeah, but I'm glad you said that because I would consider that to be on defense. So, you know, yeah, when you don't want to hear a whole, when you're not interested in a whole lot of what's going on in people's lives, and I'm talking about people that you don't even really know anyway. You know, when you're not clamoring to see what's going on with them or what they're doing, or, you know, the streets ain't calling you no more, you're probably heading more towards defense. Now, the question might be, has the defense always been in you, or did you learn to play defense along the way? Did you learn to play defense along the way, or were you always defensive, but you played offense at some times? You know what I'm saying? Maybe for your friends and your social life, you played offense, but you were really always defensive. You know, when you're defensive, you probably are, you're probably more prone to vet people coming into your life. Like, hold on, not so fast. Hold on, wait a minute. Yo, I don't know you, you don't know me. We can take our time and see if this is really a good fit. Right now, take a chair, sit. I ain't really trying to get into nothing. I was doing nothing when you came along, but when I'm ready to make a move, I will come through and we'll show and prove. But right now, calm down. Yo, take a seat, don't frown. Don't give me a whole lot of things to think about right now, because I'm on my thing. Out is what I'll be in a second. I ain't trying to take a second to record. I'm protected by the highest high. And you don't really know, and ask why. You know the time. I'm just trying to do my thing. I'm just trying to shine. But I ain't really trying to shine that bright. I'm just trying to get a couple dollars and spend the night, you know? So calm yourself, kid. I ain't trying to do a big. I'm the type that carries a knife and I protect my kids, my mom, my people, and my wife. Not give a fuck. I ain't trying to leave you right there, but a nigga ain't scared. Came through prepared. Yeah, I'm on D, but I'll offend a motherfucker if he tries to fuck with me. Hold on now. Yo, hold that down, baby. Said, hold on now. Hold that down, baby. All right, we're going to get this hardware out of the way. And let's go ahead and have this Monday night conversation. Now, y'all might say, but it's Tuesday, son. It's after 2 o'clock, dog. You was just beating on drums, you know, talking about Tuesday. I mean, no, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Now you trying to roll back the clocks till Monday. Well, this is the Monday show because I ain't seen y'all since Sunday, and we do this show every day. So there's a slight little time. There's a little gap. There's a little time gap in which we need to fill it in. We got to bridge these gaps and travel over troubled water. You know, travel over. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? So we are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about, are you on offense or defense tonight? Are you on offense or defense tonight? Are you on offense or defense? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? All right. Damn, T. Carey Rice says it's called ambivert. Ambivert, huh? That shit sound like a medication. No? I don't have to take, we don't have to take no ambivert tonight? Nobody got to take no ambivert? No Gerald Levert? How about Eddie Levert? Forever mine. Oh, girl. Cause you're one of a kind. I got what you want. You got what I want. And we were made for each other. Okay, so JJ says, I think I pretended to be more offensive than I actually was. I worked in every public and social industry. In a very public and social industries. I still kept my distance and let most people as close as I wanted them. The Gemini thing. Oh, the Gemini thing. Oh. A Gemini. I would think most Geminis are on offense. But maybe not all of them. Maybe not. So, all right. Offense and defense. What we doing? What we doing? Now, like the poll question says, without having an explanation on either one, out the gate, would you say that you're either offense or defense? So only 7 of y'all answered so far. I guess y'all was like, actually, that says a lot. Because if only 7 people answered the question, that means most of y'all are on defense. Like, I gotta see what it is first. You know what I mean? Y'all was like, nah, son, I gotta get that toe in the water, the toe. Put that toe in the water, the toe. Hit the toe. I don't know. Get the toe in the water. Let me get a feel for it first. You ain't gonna make me just answer a question all out the gate. I don't know what I'm answering. You know what I mean? Next thing, that's how the slaves made it over here. Hey man, just put on these shackles and get on the boat. Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. Oh man. Real dope label says, yo, Unc, how it do, my shizzle? Locked in tonight on Mama's. Sounds good to me. Sounds all right to me. TK Wright says, I chose offense because I'm candid, but okay. All right. I ain't gonna be mad at no answers. Hold on. It looks like I'm gonna be mad at this cup. So I don't want to be mad at nothing or nobody tonight. So let me get some solutions together out the gate. Cause this colon ring will stain, you know? So I ain't had that shit closed, right? That's not wise. Not at all. Not at all. Offense or defense? Yeah. I've always been a homebody. I've been a homebody my whole life. Even as a kid, I went out a lot, but I was always down to get back to the crib. You know, a lot of people can't wait to get outside. You know what I mean? I was never really like that. I like to go places, do things, make shit happen, but always like the comfort of home. And I'm still that way, you know? Like, if I had it my way, everything I need from outside, I would have at the crib. The Eagles would play at my crib. Yo, the Eagles would play at the crib if I had my way. I'd be like, when I say it's a, look, y'all. The Eagles would play at my crib. When I say it's a home game, I wouldn't be bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, why y'all practicing on my lawn? Oh, that's right. Y'all got a game this week. All right, cool. Yeah, it's like that. If I could have it my way, everything would be at the crib. All recreation. What you want to play? Shit, I got an ice rink, basketball court, and I'm talking about stadium sized. I guess I would need a whole city, right? Well, count me in. Okay. TK Wright says, I chose offense because I'm candid, but I don't like or trust most people. And Mia says she feels the same. I can dig it. Mia says that fort is up, and I'm looking through the peephole like, who sent you? Oh, BGI says, can you quit yapping? No. Can you stop sucking the dick? BGI. BGI stands for big glizzy in your mouth. Okay, big glizzy ingested. Can you stop trolling? Can you stop trolling? Speaking of big glizzy, they say Donald Trump is sucking dick now. Well, not now, but evidently he was sucking, you know what I mean? He blew somebody named Bubba. We haven't found out who Bubba is yet. But let me ask y'all real quick. if Donald Trump has given out fellatio, is he on offense or defense? And no, I'm not playing. According to the Jeffrey Epstein emails that came from the Epstein estate from his brother, Peter Epstein, he said, yeah, Donald Trump was blowing somebody named Bubba. And they thought it was Bill Clinton. But Pete Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, has confirmed that no, it was not Bill Clinton. There is a Bubba, but it wasn't Bill Clinton, and evidently it ain't no woman either. So all y'all Trumpers out there that's gonna try to, you know what I mean, try to flip it and twist it around so Trump ain't a member of the LGBTQ. No. Donald Trump on the low prefers the company of men, according to the emails. It's all speculation. Nothing has been totally proven yet. None of these claims have been substantiated. But I ask you, American people, can you see Donald Trump sucking a dick? Personally, I'm going to have to go with, I can see it. I don't want to see it, and I didn't see it, but I can see it. Okay. JJ says Tommy Lee has a Starbucks and strip club in the basement. Cool. Brandon Stacks says, Stacks back in the chat from before the election. I told you Trump was going to win big, homie. He won big, but how's he performing? Is he performing big? Let me know. Let me know what you think. He won, but it was like heads he won, tails we lost. Yes, they did call Bill Clinton's nickname is Bubba, but they have said outright, no, it wasn't Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton might be a pedophile, but what he ain't is a homosexual. Getting blown by DJ Trump. I'm being offensive right now. JJ says, I don't want to see that. That makes two. Brandon says, I swear I've been upstate with you. I've been upstate with you, broski. And you're claiming you never been to prison in New York State? Hell no. I ain't been in no prison. You know what I mean? I've been arrested a couple of times, but I didn't meet nobody in jail. Yeah, the longest I ever did was 48 hours. I came home, you know what I mean? I was all cock diesel. I was cock diesel when I went in, but I was cock dieseler when I came out. I was in there, I'm doing 100 push-ups. I'm going to do push-ups until I make bail. Where are my people at? I'm going to do these push-ups until I make bail. Charles, what's good? How you feeling, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah. Nah, Stacks. No jail for me, especially in New York. No Rikers, no Clinton, no Coxsackie. Nah. No. Trust me, if I ever spent time locked up, I would. You know what I mean? I would just have to ride the street cred Shit, I was locked up for DUI. Ain't no like, yeah. I'm dangerous, motherfucker. I'm dangerous out here. You know what I mean? I put you under my tires, you fuck around. Give me a beer. Give me a beer and see what I do while I'm in the car. Behind the wheel. Going at a high rate of speed. In a low speed zone. I will rip you to shreds in the school zone. They talk about I'm only supposed to be doing 15. Watch me rip off 60 miles per hour. Get out of here, kids. 0 to 60 in 10 seconds. Get out of school zone, boy. Brandon says, I would have kept you under the wing, big homie. Well, that's good to know and not so good to know at the same time, Brandon. But anything good. Anything good. Blessy Man says, he probably thinks you're Prince Joshua. I think he spent some time upstate and y'all look alike. Yo. I got nothing. All I know is I ain't never had a prison number. Thank God for that. And hopefully I can leave this world without ever having one. But if I ever get one, I hope it's for a really good cause. You know what I'm saying? A really good cause. I'll tell you what it won't be. It won't be for something like like some January 6th insurrection shit. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? We not doing that. All right, let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to the bag. All right. What works better for you personally, offense or defense? Do you consider yourself to be more of a person who plays offense or a person who plays defense? In my estimation, a person who plays offense is a person that kind of, likes to meet people, likes to see what's going on, likes to see who's moving and shaking. They're probably a very sociable person. Maybe they're the type of person who has team leadership, team building and leadership skills, or that type of personality, more of the type A type. Now, you could be a person on defense and still have a type A personality, but it's just a different method. So when I'm talking about a person who plays offense, you're probably the type of person that is more gregarious. You go out, you try to meet people, you find out what's going on with them. You know what I mean? You hear gossip and rumors and all of that. You keep your ear, kind of listening. You might not be the type who spreads rumors or gossip, but you might be also too. Like, for example, I would consider Wendy Williams to absolutely be the offensive type, the person that values offense. She ain't defensive at all until somebody like threatens her, tries to knock her head off. But I would definitely consider her type of personality to be on offense instead of defense. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Now, I'm not saying that she's the only type of person who values offense, but she's definitely the type of personality or the personality type that I would say fits the offense type of bill. But a lot of people are that way. A lot of people that you may consider, celebrities and stuff like that. I mean, you can pick them. And then you can see that there's some celebrities who obviously value defense more. Like, let's go to the golden age of hip hop, the golden era of hip hop. I would say somebody more like LL, Public Enemy, KRS-One, or Boogie Down. Well, KRS-One, let's just say that. I would consider them to be more, the type that played offense. I would consider DMC of Run DMC, not the whole Run DMC, but DMC of Run DMC, I should say. I would say Rakim. I would say I want to say Big Daddy Kane, but I'm definitely going to say Rakim and DMC were definitely more, maybe De La Soul, the three of them, to be more defensive. In other words, they weren't always out there looking for something, being in your face, having a whole lot of interviews, things like that. I saw an interview with DMC last week. Last week, I believe. If it wasn't last week, it was the week before. And he was saying how, if you think about it, you never used to hear me speak outside of being on the microphone or on stage. He said Run used to do all the talking. That's why they used to call him Run, because he used to be running his mouth all the time. He was always, like to the point where people would, people couldn't wait for him to shut up. He just yap, nonstop. He said, you never used to hear me speak. Now, the DMC had something to say because he was the writer of the rhymes in the group. Even though LL wrote some of their rhymes. LL definitely wrote some of Run DMC's rhymes. Like he wrote Tricky. It's tricky to rock around. It's tricky. It's tricky. He wrote that. But anyway, yeah. Like he was more, just like he was saying in the interview, he said, I'm better known as the quiet storm. I don't talk too much, but I got beef. When I cause MCs, I cause grief. Devastated, my control is my main goal. His name is Daryl and my name is Joe. So, I can see him as being more of defense. Rakim, you never used to see no Rakim interviews back when he was hot in the 80s, early 90s. You never saw no Rakim interview? He ain't do that. He had other reasons. He had valid reasons for not doing no interviews. Yeah, Rakim was definitely living a double life back in the day. But nobody seems to talk about that. Just like Jay-Z, it doesn't matter that Jay-Z used to sell drugs back in the day. It doesn't matter. He didn't make $1 billion off of selling drugs. All right. I appreciate you, Brandon. For real. Blessing says defense. I hear you. Brandon says, do one of your songs because I haven't been on here since election day. Well, damn, my dude. Sure, you're more of a person on defense. Okay. Blessman says, what was KRS-One? KRS-One, I consider him to be more on offense. I mean, think about KRS-One was always, KRS-One used to get into physical fist fights with other rappers. Remember he threw PM Dawn, the bull from PM Dawn, off stage? May he rest in peace. He threw that boy off stage because he ain't like what he said. How come he ain't throw Nelly off stage? He ain't like what he said either. Threw him off the stage. Imagine being on doing your show, you doing your song, your hit song, because baby, you send me. Oh, what was the other song they had? I Would Die For You. You up there singing, because I would die for you. The next thing you know, don't get your fat ass thrown off stage. Good thing there wasn't no internet back then. Yeah. So because KRS-One was so confrontational, I would have to say he was more in value of offense. He started, the whole stop the violence movement. He had to recruit people for that. He had to, get people on board for that. Started the hip hop, the school of hip hop or whatever. The whole hip hop movement thing. He's very instrumental in that. So he's definitely on offense. Very much on offense. Which is weird for a dude that was scared to get on a plane. I'm like, so did you perform overseas? Because he really refused to get on a plane. Let me see. KRS-One. What's phobia having as? Is KRS-One still afraid to fly?
Yes, KRS-One still avoids commercial flights because he prefers private space. He's even traveled by ship, which took him 4 weeks to New Zealand. However, he has stated he would fly on a private jet.
But let me get this straight. Hey, yes, KRS-One is still afraid to fly commercially due to a dislike for the lack of private space. And he avoids commercial flights. He has stated that he will fly if he has a private jet, but a commercial plane is a no-go. This fear has led to him to travel by ship and car for long distance tours, such as his trip to Australia. What are you talking about? Lack of private space. He used to ride the train all the time. Where's your private space there? On the subway? He said his dislike isn't about flying itself, but about the lack of privacy on commercial flights. He said he will fly if he had a private jet. Get the fuck out of here. Private jets be going down. Ain't no celebrities ever die on a commercial flight. Where do they die? Private jet. Aaliyah. Buddy Holly. Leonard Skinner. The Roy Halladay. Corey Lytle. JFK Jr. There's more. The great Otis Redding. Shit. I'd take a commercial flight before. Man, I'd be like, if you kill me, you got to kill 300 people. I don't travel on nothing except for a Concorde. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, man. Yeah, man. But anyway. So I definitely consider him to be more offense. Same thing with Chuck D and Public Enemy. Flavor Flav. Definitely offensive. A little bit loud. Definitely straight, very forward. A lot of candor. Taking the initiative on things. Getting it started. Being in your face. Very passionate. And it's not that people who are defensive don't have passion. Because, as I'm thinking about it, I probably played offense more than defense. I think personally, when it's my time, I'm defense. When it comes to professionally, I'm defense. I'm defense too. But there are levels to this thing. There's layers to this thing. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit that like button though. There are layers to that too. Please hit the like button. I appreciate it. Yeah. Now I'm trying to think of some more people that we might consider to be either offensive or defense. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let me do this. Let me just name some people, some well-known celebrities And I want y'all to answer in the chat, in the comments, I should say, whatever, whether you consider them to be offense or defense. How about that? And we can do some who have passed on and some of them who are still living. Shirley Shore, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Shore, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's good? How about Michael Jackson? Offense or defense? What would y'all say? The late, great king of pop. Was he offense or defense? What y'all got? JJ says, I'll play. I'll play your silly little games, but only as far as I'm comfortable. I can't be mad at that even a little bit. Michael Jackson, offense or defense? JJ says defense. I think that there's a lot of evidence to support that. But if somebody said offense, I think that there's a lot of evidence to support that too. I do. King of pop, y'all. The late, great Michael Jackson. Offense or defense? Which one was he? In your eyes. Which one was he? And I guess if we talking about so if we say Prince, oh my God, Cheryl, you can't say both. You know what I mean? You always trying to say both. One or the other. Is he offense or is he defense? Offense or defense? Jalen Hurts plays offense. He's just not doing well right now. But it's not all his fault. It's just not. But he definitely got to throw the ball better than that. And he can.
You have a call.
Well. If it isn't a sound for sore ears, what's good?
What's up?
You know what's up.
How are you?
Feeling like a real man should. Thank you.
Good to hear that. You're welcome.
So, did you hear the question? Michael Jackson.
Hello, chat. Hello, family. All right. What's the question?
Michael Jackson, was he offense or defense, in your opinion? How long you been listening to the show?
A few minutes.
All right. So
it's been on, but I wasn't listening.
All right. So I was earlier in the show, I was saying how, like, asking, are you personally offense or defense? So I'm saying that people who are defensive or who value defense are normally more independent, maybe like an independent thinker, definitely sometimes a loner. They might be creative. They may like to, do a lot of things, but they don't invite a lot of people into their world. And if they do let you in, it's because they've vetted you, they've stamped you as being safe, and they might not be as interested in other people's lives or business as people who are more on offense. People who are offense often have, good leadership skills. They can be very gregarious, very sociable. maybe take the initiative with a lot of things, or try to get things started, try to put people together, things like that. So
I think he was more defense, but he was forced to be offense when he didn't really want to be.
you think he was forced to be on offense?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was more defense. He seemed like more of a. He just seemed like he was more of an introvert, but he was forced to be an extrovert because of the industry. They talked about how he really preferred to be alone by himself. He didn't really, he liked animals more than people for the most of. Well, I was gonna say some of these options. Yeah. He just didn't seem like the type who, if he had the actual choice, who would say, "Let me go to this party, let me go hang out in the crowd." It just seemed like a lot of that was just part of the industry and the world he lived in, and he really didn't make those decisions on his own.
What about when he was really younger, like first starting out in the industry? Do you think?
It's definitely Joe Jackson. Go home and get the hell beat out of him if he didn't go do these things. Of course. So I still believe it was the same. Most people who grew up in a house with a bunch of people, well, I'm not going to say most, but a lot of people who grew up in a house with a bunch of siblings, especially in a small, confined space, they tend to be more defensive like that. They tend to be more introverts because they're like, oh my God, I've been around people forever, so I don't want to be around a bunch more people.
I don't know. When he was younger, I think I saw a lot more offense in him. I think once he started getting a little older, maybe going through puberty, being a little bit more mature, seeing how things were going in the industry and stuff like that, I think that put him more on defense than his father did. But I don't know him personally, so I can't say. But I know one thing. If I was bringing in all the money, I wouldn't give a fuck what my dad had to say. Like, look, you set this up, but you ain't the one driving it. You don't write songs. You don't do the music. You ain't even the one setting up the tour. So I don't know. I was going to say the next celebrity, since I did Michael Jackson, I was going to say Prince, but I think that's a pretty foregone conclusion.
Yeah, he told you what he was at the gate.
Yeah, definitely. I think Prince was probably, overwhelmingly on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Overwhelmingly on defense. Now, let's take somebody like Will Smith. Offense or defense?
I want to say offense. I think he enjoys being in the spotlight, or at one point he did. Maybe the stuff with his wife changed him a little bit. Like that whole putting their business out or saying she really didn't love whatever bullshit she said on a red table show to embarrass him. I think that may have changed a little bit. I don't know. Because I'm down on him. But I think he's more offensive. He just seems like he absorbs. He does those kind of things like corny dudes do. I don't know how to describe it, but he just, especially in the beginning, he just did all the shit corny niggas do. Like, let me go over here and do this clown ass shit for the cameras and to see if people gonna laugh and smile and enjoy what I'm doing and what I'm saying, and it just be stupid stuff. It just seems like he's that type. Or like I said, at one time he was that type. He enjoys the public and being in everybody's face, and that's what I see from him. So
yeah, I'm definitely going with offense for him. I don't see no way around that. And I agree with you. He always did love the spotlight. He wanted to be the highest paid actor and all that kind of shit. He wanted to smoke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would definitely say he was on offense. I would absolutely say that. All right, let's say. Do you have a celebrity you want to mention?
No, because I didn't even think of this. So, let me see. Trying to think of someone who's not so obvious. I don't know.
you ain't got to struggle. You know what I mean? We got plenty. I'm going to go. Okay, I'm going to go with some people that you might not think about all the time. So, how about Tom Cruise?
It seems like at one time he was offense, but as he's aged, he's become more decent. Like when he was jumping on Oprah's couch, I believe, and doing all that weird shit, he was offense. But it seems like now, as he's mellowed into being older, that he's more decent. Like, yeah, he came out with another Mission Impossible and all of that, but he's not as much in the limelight as he used to be. Like, he's not doing all the interviews and all that kind of stuff.
You know, a pattern that I'm noticing with a lot of with the people that we're talking about is they seem to be on offense when they weren't in any kind of trouble or part of any controversy. Once certain shit start coming out, then it seemed like they were more on defense. You know what I mean? Like especially with a Tom Cruise. You're right. You used to see him in everything. He was in all these movies. He was definitely, in interviews. He was definitely a part of the limelight a lot. Then once he, started getting into the whole Scientology thing and all kinds of rumors about him, the homosexual thing, like stuff like that, then it was like more on defense,
I think even then he was still offense, but I just think now, like his last interview was, I don't know, one of the late show hosts, and he was just he wasn't as hyper, he was more muted and calm, and he just didn't have a lot to say. But it just seems like even during that time, he still was in your face, like he had something to prove. But it just seems like maybe with age, he's become more on the defensive side.
Okay.
And that could be the key to it. Aging. Age could be the key to it.
Well, yeah, I'm not even talking about them at this time. You know what I mean? Because I'm talking about people who we could see over decades, so we could kind of watch either consistency or evolution. So that's why I was picking people that we've seen for a long time. So Martin Lawrence.
I think somebody who will be consistent, and if we're going with that, somebody who will be consistent would be like a Kendrick Lamar, because he's always been on the defense. He's always been, like, you didn't see him at the parties and all that kind of stuff. He's always been, at the end of this, let me go home and do this shit over here with my family. Like, I don't need to be at the parties with you.
I would consider him to be offense.
No, I don't.
I
think it's just because he's not. You don't see Kendrick in everybody's face.
It's not about being in everybody's face.
You don't see him in everybody's face. You don't see him at the parties. None of that.
You don't see me at the parties, so I can't speak on that. But what I'm saying is, he got into a whole public beef, and made a whole hit record off of his sensationalized beef with Drake. That's not what a person. That's not what a person on defense would do. Plus,
I mean, he invited them to it. Like, you can't go fucking with people and call them out and think you're not going to get a response. And I think, to me, that's all that was, a response. A response being fucked with. Like, okay, you just keep on saying stuff, I'm going to give you what you asked for. Because once it was done, it was done.
He also has.
I just think that's all that was.
He also has a battle rap background.
Yeah, but that still don't mean he's offense. I don't know. To me, it doesn't.
Well, if you were here and heard the whole thing I was talking about being on offense, offense is, like I said, when you take the initiative, when you put yourself out there. That's why I described Public Enemy and KRS-One and somebody else that I said as being more on offense, because they put themselves out there. They started things. Like, I don't see how a person who was on defense could do the Super Bowl performance that Kendrick did.
I could.
Yeah, well, yeah, whether you could or not. He was very deliberate in his approach of his performance. He could have took the middle of the road and just did a nice little song and dance and meaningless performance. That's not what he did. He made a whole statement. He's definitely on offense. Absolutely. Just because you quiet don't make you that don't mean that you're not on defense. He's offense all day. But and like I said, he has a battle rap background. He's offense all day. So I see, how you trying to remove him from it, but I'm like, I'm not listening to what you say. I'm watching what you do. He's offense. Okay. Let's say Jay-Z.
I think he's offense.
You think he's offense?
I mean, he may have mellowed out since he's gotten older, but I believe he started offense and stayed that way for a while.
Now that's interesting, because I would say that he's defense too, but he's really not. He's offense. And the reason that I say that he's offense is because he is a clout chaser at heart.
That's what I said. He started out with nothing else, offense, but he was always trying to be somewhere doing something, in my opinion.
Well, I think he's still offense. Now, and he plays defense in certain situations, because he builds himself as a private person, but he's still in the record industry. He still signs people, recruits people, and he searches for talent. And you have to be offense to do that. Like, he found J. Cole. Found him, signed him. Same thing, state property and all of that shit. Kanye. Dame Dash got a lot of credit for that. But you have to remember that Jay-Z was an actual rapper. Award-winning platinum rapper. So his credibility was already, up there. So he has a defensive way of recruiting and getting things that he wants, but he's really on offense. You know, and you ask him, if you try to get him and his kid, his family, him and his family's business, then he's on defense. But that's not who he is. Hold on. Troy is here.
You have a call from
Troy.
The one them cows try.
I'm in the house. One them call. Them don't worry me, man.
All right.
Them don't worry me.
How long you been listening?
I've been listening for somewhere. Ain't this the Friday show?
No.
You call me for the topic, bro.
How long you been listening? Because that's going to determine how.
Offensive defense.
Yes, but how long have you been listening?
For about maybe 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
All right, so you get the gist of what I mean by offense or defense?
Well, I get the gist, but give me your gist.
All right. So I was saying that a person who's on offense is a person that's pretty sociable, probably more of a leader, starts things, gets in people's faces, maybe even like definitely listens to gossip, rumors and shit like that. Maybe even starts some, involves themselves in their type, doesn't necessarily have to, but they definitely are interested in what's going on in other people's lives besides their own.
Already got one for you.
They may be very, hold on. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm glad I'm explaining it to you. All right. They may be, a person who values offense may be more confrontational. You know, like a person who plays defense probably likes to be by themselves, not necessarily reclusive, because they can be very sociable also. But they may be more guarded about who they let into their world, or who they get real personal with, and who they express or expose themselves to. You know, they may person who's on defense may not have any use for any gossip or rumors, or may not even be all that concerned about what other people are doing or what's happening with others. Not necessarily, not that they're unfeeling or anything like that, but that's just not in their world. So a person who is on defense might be very suspicious of other people's motives, who are confrontational or who are always trying to get people involved in things like that. You understand what I mean? So
you didn't give me that detail of a explanation.
But that's why I was asking. How long you were listening, because you would have heard all of that if you were listening from the beginning. That's why I asked how long you were listening. Now, if I say offense and defense, if you look at the poll question says, without an explanation on either one, would you say that you're offensive or defensive person? That's without an explanation.
Not in the chat, so I'm not saying the poll question.
Oh, well, this kind of is for the chat. So, yeah, that's why. So without me giving the explanation, well, now it's kind of a moot point. I don't know how you would have answered that question. You know what I mean? But this is not the official definition of what offensive or defensive mean. This is my definition.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, well, nonetheless.
The unabridged version.
So Troy, would you consider yourself, based on what I explained, would you consider yourself to be an offensive or defensive person?
I'm an offensive person.
I would say that you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an offensive person.
I would absolutely say that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's me all day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't like to be, but I am.
No. Wait a minute. We're not talking about offensive as in, hurtful or getting on people's nerves or irritate. That's not the offense. That's why it's offense or defense. not offensive and defensive. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why you had to listen to what I was describing. Of course, if you say offensive or defensive, who's going to pick themselves as being offensive?
Right.
Like, yeah, I love getting on motherfuckers' nerves and them not wanting me around. I live for that shit. You know what I mean?
I even lie to you sometimes. I do.
Okay, but I'm talking about the way that you approach life. Is it more from an offensive standpoint or a defensive standpoint? Now, if you think about if you just take it to sports, if you're more on offense, what are you more concerned with?
Moving, like, let's say football, moving the ball, getting a touchdown, stuff like that.
Scoring points.
Yeah, scoring points.
On offense, you score points. Or defense, you prevent points from being scored. Right. But at the same time, on defense, you protect the offense. You cover the offense by keeping them ahead, by stopping the other team from scoring. So it's a philosophy involved. So if you look at it more from that standpoint, if you are an offensive person, then you're a person who's going out there trying to get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're moving and you make people get on defense because you're going to take all. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it's just it's your philosophy of life and the way that you move. You're
also somewhat of a protector too.
Mm-hmm. Now look at defense. To play defense effectively, you have to outthink your opponent. You have to think about what your opponent is going to do. On offense, you don't think about what your opponent is going to do. You try to do whatever you can do in order to be faster and stronger than your opponent, so you can overpower him on your way to scoring.
Pretty much try to break them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. On defense, regardless of how big, fast, or skilled they are, you try to find out what they're going to do first so you can counter it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a certain mentality and skill that goes along with playing defense.
Similar to checkers. So what's similar?
Well, I would say offense is more similar to checkers and defense.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So in order to try to get a profile of of who may be, what we may recognize as being offensive or defensive, that's why I was naming certain celebrities.
Like if I was to name a celebrity, 50 Cent.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
All day. This motherfucker, boy. And I mean offensive. Offensive. Yeah, offensive. Fuck offense. Offensive. That motherfucker irks my soul, my whole soul.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, I think he's he's in the top 5.
But the thing is, the way he does his business, the way he conducts his business, I should say, he's on offense. He's moving. You know what I mean? He's totally, he tries to reinvent himself. He gets into other industries within the entertainment industry and tries to foray and make inroads in that. You know, I mean, he's impressive.
What he do?
He's impressive to me. He's just definitely a good example of being on offense or taking an offensive stance or not agenda, but let's say philosophy of life. Okay. So I want to pick one now earlier in the show, I don't know if you heard when I asked about Michael Jackson. Which one would you say he was?
Michael Jackson was defensive. He wasn't. I don't think he was offensive.
I think he was. And I think.
Why would you say that?
Okay. Now, what I was saying to Kim was like the consistency I see in some of the first people that I asked about was that they were more on offense before controversy started surrounding them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? When the controversy started,
it's two separate Michael Jacksons.
The Michael Jackson that created We Are the World was not on defense.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Growing up, the Michael Jackson growing up was not on defense. He was on offense.
And that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. You know, so yeah. But yeah, you can't put together We Are the World and be on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So not only did he have a global objective or, you know, concern, but he had to go to other people within his industry. He had to confront them or, you know, invite them or, bring them together. And I think
I'm sorry for interrupting you. I think after his popularity and worldwide, he became defensive. I think his offensive. I think after Thriller, that shit changed. he had to smother himself because he really couldn't. He had to become an introvert.
Here's the thing. We Are the World was well after Thriller.
Yeah.
But now that we can do a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, that We Are the World was also after the Pepsi commercial. So, you know, it could have been drugs going on. You know what I mean? You know, like there were a lot of things, you know, like people pushing him to be with this woman, him being all crazy, image conscious, marrying bitches he don't even give a fuck about. You know what I mean? Just for the look. You know, that kind of shit. Pretending to have kids, and that's why I say he wasn't. He kicked the defense shit, but he really wasn't. Like the defensive person wouldn't have hung their baby out over the balcony and shit. You know, like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there were just some things that, you know, my perspective of offense and defense, where he just looked like he appeared to be off on offense to me. Now let's go to somebody more behind the scenes. If you know, what would you say Russell Simmons was?
Oh shit! No, he was offense.
You think Russell was offense?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was offense. It's not that he was. I'm not going to say he was completely offense. I'll give him at least 80% offense. I'm not going to say he was completely. You know, because he put himself in front of the limelight with Fat Farm and the Clothing Lines, credit card, Rush credit card, Def Jam,
Rush Artist Management.
Rush Management, yeah. So he put himself in the forefront.
Okay. What do you think, Kim? Do you have an answer for that?
I think he's more defense.
Okay.
He never looked comfortable in front of anybody to me. He always looked like he wanted to run it at any moment. He just never looked like he enjoyed being in the limelight. Even when he was with Trash Kimura, he just didn't seem like he enjoyed that. It seemed like she wanted to be more in everybody's face than he was. And she was more concerned about gossip and all that kind of stuff, keeping the shit going. where he was just looking like, man, can we just be quiet for a change? It just never looked comfortable to me. So I would say defense, and especially if he was doing the shit he was doing, I'm sure he was more defense. He didn't want people in his face.
I think
That's what it looked like to me.
Okay.
And then you think about what he was doing before he even got down with Def Jam, because he was a promoter of shows.
A promoter and a manager.
Yeah, so he had to put himself in the forefront.
He was definitely on offense in his younger years. Putting Def Jam together, Rush Artist Management. But he's another one that seemed to me like he morphed into defense once he had some shit to protect, like, because as we know, he had a thing for young girls. He had a thing for.
I don't always think just because somebody's career or job forces into be in people's face, be upfront, be vocal, means that's that person's character.
Well, you have to think what Russell Simmons did for hip hop. I mean, Russell Simmons put hip hop commercially on the map. You wasn't having no pyro with no hip hop or no hip hop, all hip hop shows before Russell. You wasn't in no hip hop tours. That was Russell. So he had to be on some other shit to get that done, because hip hop was supposed to be a passing phase,
right?
You know, a fad, and he single-handedly kept that from happening. So,
if you really want to put somebody as a defensive person, somewhat that's on the same level of Russell, but that was defensive, it would be, what's her name? That Sylvia Rome, the one that started the cheerleader game and Rappers Delight and all them.
You would say
you really didn't know much about her other than being a record. I mean, their own the company. I heard of her, but you never really she was never in the forefront like Russell.
Well, see, the thing is, we was young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We was babies when she was doing her thing. And we also have to consider that Russell is a good deal older than us. He's not in our generation. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like Russell was 18 when we was 13. Russell was like 13 years old. Let me see. Russ is like in his 70s now? Hold on. How old is Russell Simmons? Hey, hold up. How old is Russell Simmons? 68.
Russell Simmons is currently 68 years old. He was born on October 4th, 1957.
Yeah, so Russ is older than us. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, like, what the Russell that we saw, we didn't know what we were seeing. Before hip hop ever made it to Philly or Indiana or anywhere else, Russell was in the mix. You know what I mean? Getting in people's faces, getting them bookings, getting those building them record companies, you know, pressing up and shit. He was doing shit. So he was very much on offense in the beginning. But what I mean by when he started having something to protect, which made him be more defensive, you know, he started having more secrets. Russ will tell you, like him and Rick Rubin used to smoke dust all the time, pop acid all the time. You know what I mean? While they was doing their thing. So when you start involving yourself like that, you start, you know, having more eyes on you that will remember things that you did and may paint a different profile of you than the one that you than the public may have of you in your current state. You know, you might start gravitating more towards being in the background. By the time, you know, it was like 1988 and all of that. Yeah, Russell was in the background. But if you listen to like the B side of It's Yours, where Russell is on the it's like his record. What was it called? It's escaping me right now, but it was on the B side of "It's Yours" by Tila Rock, and it was Jazzy J, the New York Jazzy J, and with Russell talking over the beats and all that shit. So he was out there more. But by the time, we started to become of age and we started taking our place in hip hop, in hip hop's place, Russell was already 13 years older than us, 14 years older than Kim. So we didn't really know him when he was out in front. We heard of him when he was in the background. He was already in the background by the time the Def Jam tours started. You understand what I mean? So it's a little bit different. So I can see how he was on offense first and defense. Now you look at somebody like Puffy, we know that ain't no defense in that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
All offense. You know what I mean? All offense. Shit, offense.
We talking about all Puffies.
Yo,
Puff Daddy, Puffy, Love, Diddy.
Look, the defense don't even get a chance to be on the field. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that I don't think anybody who would say that that Puffy was more on defense, I'd be like, what you talking about, his trial? He was definitely he was the defendant, you know what I mean? But his approach to life was definitely on offense. Let me do somebody that you might not think of outright. I'm gonna do somebody a little bit like y'all wouldn't think of. How about Jennifer Aniston?
What do you think, Joe?
I think she's more defense too. I think her career, of course, makes it seem like she's offense, but I think she's always been defense. Even in her private life, people made her world bigger than what it was, made her business look more than what it was, and she always looked like she didn't subscribe to that. It looked like she didn't want to have all of her personal life exposed like that. Like you never hear about her creating chaos. You never hear about her talking about anybody. Never hear her responding to anything. I think she's more defense. And even when they talk about her, the friend circle, it's small and it's a tight-knit group. So, and she's not one to do a lot on social media or anything like that. So I think more defense.
Okay. What would you say, Troy?
I agree the same way.
Okay.
I agree the same way. I mean, only things propelled her to be offense. Like her marriage to Brad Pitt and his TV show Friends. But other than that, you really don't hear her when she go to movie premieres that she in. Other than that, you really don't hear nothing from her.
Mm.
You know what I mean? She's in the background.
Okay. Cool. All right.
What's your team?
Honestly, I didn't know that much about her, nor did I care. Yeah, I mean, because just because I don't know, that don't mean that y'all don't know. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think I might know about 65 or 70% about her, but but that's. I mean, I agree with you, Counts. Yeah, she's mainly things propelled her to be offense, but she's mainly defense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, JJ says Tupac was offense. Y'all agree with that?
Okay. Yeah.
And King Tangerine, offense all day. And let me see, he says
not King Tangerine.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that motherfucker.
Right. All right.
Epstein's brother.
Okay. Okay. JJ says defense. Aniston has always been private, except for paparazzi and interviews to promote new movies. Okay. I can see that too.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And I just want to thank Cheryl for allowing me to know I can say both. I'm sorry. I appreciate that. I don't want son to think you're making me nervous.
No, that's why I ain't read her shit. I'm not doing. Cheryl always doing that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we not doing that. All right. Let me do this one. All right, fuck it. All right. We did Will Smith earlier. I'm gonna do this. Regina King.
I think she's defense. You know, she's on the same level of Jennifer Aniston. Certain situations propelled her to be at the forefront. You know, movie premieres. And it's even as of recently through the years of the death of the suicide of her son, stuff like that, winning an Oscar. So yeah, you know. But other than that, normally she's always in the background. You be shocked to hear anything. You have never heard anything negative about her, or she never really put herself in the forefront of what be in the forefront. She just leave me the fuck alone. I'm good until y'all see me in the movie.
What would you say, Kim?
I think she's always been defense, but I think now she's trying to be a little more offense because you're seeing her more. She's engaging with social media a little more, and it could just be for promotions because she's promoting the wine brand and any new things she's doing, and she's trying to, show the world that she's still here, that kind of thing. But I think she's always been defense. Again, she's not one to be an gossip or responding to any negative comments. Like when this stuff happened with her son, I think it was easy for her to air quote disappear because she's always been that kind of person. You only see her in interviews when she's doing promotions or anything like that. She's not one like what's her name? I can't think of the actress name right now. We'll just say somebody.
Taraji P.
Taraji
P. Henson.
Yeah, she's not like Taraji. That's not who I'm thinking of, but that's a good example. She's not like Taraji. I think Taraji is offense. She's the it girl. She's gonna be at the party. She's gonna be social. She's gonna be on social media. She's in front of the camera if she's promoting or not. Whereas Regina King is not that kind of person. I don't see her like that. I've never heard anything about her, And like I said, she's more along the lines of Angela Bassett. Like she's a person who's defensive on the defense. You don't hear a lot about she and her relationship. She's not public in your face. If she's on social media, it's very muted. It's not loud and in your face. It's just a simple, hey, we had a family day, that kind of thing. Like you never hear about anything about she and Courtney and the family. So Regina is the same way. You don't hear a lot about her and her family. Even when her son was alive, you didn't hear a lot about it unless it was like something to celebrate or congratulate or thank somebody or something like that. But you didn't ever see her do a whole bunch. You don't hear about her in a lot of stuff. Like you don't hear TMZ saying, yeah, we saw her at such and such restaurant. We caught a glimpse of her. None of that kind of stuff. Paparazzi is not following her around like that.
Okay. I would actually say that she's on offense. And the only reason I say that she's on an offense because if you look at her rise or her journey through show business as a black actress, I don't see how she could have achieved anything that she got by being on defense. She went from 227 to I don't even know what, to Boys in the Hood, to Jerry Maguire. Hold on, she was in other shit. Oh, she was in Poetic Justice, right?
Poetic Justice and How Stella Got a Groove Back.
How Stella Got a Groove Back. Then Jerry Maguire. With that, and that's where she won the Oscar, right?
No.
That's not what she won the Oscar for?
She just recently won an Oscar maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you know, I guess I thought she won an Oscar for that. No, that's where Cuba Gooding won the Oscar, right? Supporting role? Yeah. Okay. All right. But like looking at how she came up, you know what I mean? You know, kept stacking. And I'm thinking she had to have been in somebody's face in order to make that happen. Being a black actress in Hollywood is hard. That shit hard. You know what I mean? Because they really just don't, there's just too much racism. They really don't want black actresses to get their shine on like that. And this generation might not know about that shit because they haven't seen how hard it was for a lot of the, I guess, you know, for lack of a better term, pioneers, or the ones that were the builders. Let's call them that, right? So yeah, I think she had to be on offense in order to stack those supporting actors or supporting player roles in order to get herself to the point where she could look at like a Vivica A. Fox. You could say that Vivica was getting it in comparison. You know what I mean? The
thing about it, son, not to interrupt you, but the thing about it is that's still everything that you're saying. The acting part, yeah, but everything that you're saying is behind the scenes, doing the work to get the jobs. Everything you've seen her at was at premieres of her movie. Oh, it's not like she's going out the way of partying and, you know, or like Tim said, TMZ and stuff like that.
Well,
work wise, yeah.
I have a question about that too.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't know. I can't see you doing your job either. So I'm not going to go by whether I see you out at parties and stuff like that, because I'm not out at parties and I don't watch award shows and you know, galas and shit like that. That doesn't interest me. But if you are working hard on in your career and it shows, I don't consider that to be behind the scenes. It's just not where other people who understand this are looking. But I bet you her peers would tell you, shit, that chick, you know what I mean? She be putting in that pain. She gonna make sure those calls get made. She gonna make sure that her agent and her manager is on shit. She gonna go and knock on somebody's trailer door. You understand what I mean? So
is that how you're relating it? Is your relation to that? Is your version of offense based on the success? Is your assumption of offense and defense based on the success, the level of success? Because it seems like everybody you're saying is the offense side is because they have a level of fame. So to you, there's no way they could be defense because they have this level of fame. So is that how you are associating it?
Well, if you look at the title of the show is what works better for you personally, offense or defense. So if you listen to what I've been saying, I'm talking about the way you move, not whether you're successful or not whether you're on TV or not. I'm talking about the way that you conduct your business, the way that you make things happen for you. The way
all we've been talking about is the people on TV and celebrities, so I don't know any other way to ask that question. I'm asking you a simple yes or no. Are you relating it to the person's success? Because that's what it sounds like.
Well, if you remember, when you came on before you came on the line, I was saying I'm gonna put some celebrities out there about whether they are whether y'all think that they are on offense or defense, because that would be somebody that we commonly could have an example of that we would all know. If I talk about my uncle, you don't know who the fuck I'm talking about. But if I talk about Eddie Murphy, then you can get a profile and we can understand each other a little bit more. You understand that?
I know you didn't answer the question yes or no, so okay.
So no, it doesn't have anything to do with fame. It has more to do with your work ethic, the way you do things, the way that's why it says personally offense or defense. So okay, if I make six figures, you don't know what I did to make six figures. All you know is that I make six figures, or maybe you don't even know. But if you are around me to know that I make six figures, you may see that. All right, I hustle. I get out there. I go to manufacture the wholesalers or whatever. Buy low, sell high. You know what I mean? I'll sell anything. I sell cars. I'll sell T-shirts. I'll sell socks. I'll sell barrettes. I'll sell anything. You know what I mean? So you'll see that I move more in an offense type of way because I'm going after the dough, not necessarily the fame. It's not the fame. It's the way I move. You know what I mean? If I was more on defense, that would be more like, well, I'm just going to get a job, open up my 401k and wait for retirement. That's more on a defensive stance. That doesn't have anything to do with whether you're a good person or ambitious person or whatever. It's just the way that you move with things. A person that is on offense is like I described it. They're more confrontational. They put themselves out there more. Now with these celebrities, we say that behind the scenes they're doing this, that, and the third because we think that their work is just the show part. No, it's show business, and the word business is longer than the word show. That's why when I talk about it, I'm always thinking about what people say is behind the scenes, because that's how I get money. There ain't no show unless I'm making a way for me to get booked. So I'm not concerned about what I see on TV. I'm concerned about how did they get on TV, because that's who you are. The TV or the movie or the song, that's all manufactured shit. That ain't even real. What was real is what you did to get there. Or even if you wanted to be there. Capiche? It's all right if you don't. So, all right. So let's go. Let's take Brandy. Offense or defense? I think.
Can't nobody hear you. What happened?
What, Troy?
You hear me?
Yeah, you was.
Yeah, now we hear you.
Yeah, you were kind of low.
Because I was listening.
No. It was something going on with your mic because we could hear it like scratching or some shit like that.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good. You good now.
Yeah, I think Brandy is offense.
I think Brandy is offense.
Yeah, you think she is too.
You think so too, Kim? Yeah.
I think she's offense too.
Now,
She been putting in work for years. I mean, shit. Even before music, she was on the TV show Thea.
Brandy was always in somebody's face trying to make it happen. She was offense all day. You know what I mean? Her ambition was turning motherfuckers off. Like, this bitch wildin'. You know what I mean? She was Beyonce before Beyonce.
Yeah.
But after you know, she fell back after, you know, she killed that person in the car with, you know, after she.
Well, that was one thing, and then it was the controversy about the guy she was dealing with. I don't know. Then she married the baby father, or she was with the baby father, and it turned out that it wasn't the baby father.
No. It turns out that they weren't married.
Yeah.
She was fucking around with her producer Rodney Jerkins.
Yeah, and that was something that was just, she said, damn.
Yeah.
Between the TV shows, the music, going on a prom with Kobe, you know, back to the music, then Alicia, then you turn back around. I Know What You Did Last Summer, the movie, the Cinderella shit with Whitney Houston, and you know, like she been out there for a while.
But what I'm talking about that made her on offense is her approach. She was definitely, she was very deliberate. Yeah, she wasn't letting nothing come to her. She was going to go get it. And didn't give a fuck. She had a certain ruthlessness about it, from what I understand, too. Like, it was like, this shit is mine. I'm going to go get it. The boy is mine, and so is this fame and this money. But, you know, I agree with that one. A couple of hard hits, a couple of controversial hits, you know what I mean, would knock a person back in the defense with the quickness. All right, we got a few more minutes. All right, so, do y'all have anybody y'all want to put out there?
What about Samuel Jackson?
Woo! Shit. I'm going to have to say offense with defensive properties. You know what I mean? But no, I'm going to say offense. I'm going with offense all day.
All offense. All offense. You know, all offense. Mm-hmm. Considering where he came from and how hard he worked to get out of it, his addiction. He was literally on crack. You know, so
with his visibility, I don't see how he could be on defense. Really.
Enough.
You know what I mean?
I think he'd go to church and be like, fucking hallelujah.
What'd you say, Kim?
I think he's offense too.
Okay. All right.
Well, J.J. video said Mike Tyson.
He was definitely offense.
Yeah, shit, I better say offense. He might try to find a way to punch me in my mouth.
Mike Tyson is definitely offense. He's definitely offense.
Mm-hmm. There's no way around it.
To a fault.
He was a different version of Floyd. And Floyd is definitely offense.
Oh God. Yeah, he's offense, all right.
I'm glad he can talk good, because if he had to read a book, we would have an issue.
Oh, here you go. More 50 Cent shit. Yeah, I mean, that shit wasn't fair. It wasn't.
That shit was crazy, man.
Yo,
Harry Potter had that.
No, that was wrong, because he could read. He was asking how do y'all want me to read it? In other words, like, how am I supposed to say it? Like, how am I supposed to project it? Because it was like when somebody reads something on camera or over the radio, like, he was asking about the inflection, but he didn't know how to say that. And they made it sound like he couldn't read. He was reading this shit. Like, how can you say he can't read? He was reading it. But he was like, he asked, well, how am I supposed to read this? How do you want me to read it? He didn't say how I can't read, or how do you read it? He was asking, how do you want me to read it? And fucking 50 Cent just ran with this shit, and everybody else dumb as shit, just ran with it too. I'm listening to this shit like, this is fucked up. Now, Fantasia straight up came out and said that she couldn't read. You know what I mean? But Floyd was reading this shit, and he was asking, like, how do like, in what way am I supposed to read it? Am I just supposed to read it off the script? Or am I supposed to accentuate it some kind of way? He understood show business. I'm fucking nut ass 50 Cent. Boy.
Well, I mean,
And I don't even like Floyd. I don't even like Floyd at all. But that shit wasn't right. Every time I see that shit, I be like, y'all not listening? Come on, man, stop that dumb shit.
Fantasia had a problem reading because I heard it when she was singing. She was like, if you don't be, then don't talk to, babe.
All right. We ain't got time for that shit. We ain't got time for that shit. We ain't got time for that shit today. We ain't doing that shit today.
Don't be jumping on me down, Kim.
We ain't got time for that shit today. Okay. So, all right. Jesus Christ. Offense or defense?
He's offense. He's offense.
Is he?
Yeah, he better be.
Interesting.
He's offense.
Interesting. What would you say, Kim?
Like, you have to, I don't want to answer.
Okay. That, you know what? That's totally acceptable. I ain't even mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
He's broke. He's broke.
No problem with that at all.
You keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna go on the defense. I'm gonna let the devil get involved so you can learn your lesson. If it means that it's a death thing, you bought that. It's the 10th time I tried to teach you a lesson. Now you in front of me. How you doing?
All right, I'm gonna do an easy one. Let me do an easy one. Steve Harvey.
Oh, come on.
He's definitely offensive, country ass nigga.
Yeah. Mister, I only went to talk to the village idiot because I wanted to have a seat at the table.
Yeah, he always want to be in somebody's face.
Yeah.
I lost respect for him after that.
Goofy ass, always trying to. Nah, that old bullshit.
That's the last.
Yeah, he is absolutely offense. Nowhere around it. Yeah, he is offense all day long. All right.
What about Oprah Winfrey?
Good
She's
one.
offense too.
Nah, we're not doing
Yeah, fuck her.
Oh, wait. Did you say which one did you say she was?
Offense.
I said she's offense.
Interesting.
I think she's offering with just a hint, like a little sprinkle of that salt-based salt.
To me, you know what? Honestly, I think professionally she's offense, and personally she's very defense.
No, I don't.
That's the way it looks to me.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said that sprinkle of defense.
I'll say professionally offense, personally defense. Oprah don't really let you into her world like that.
Well, I really still don't know what is Gail to her.
Or more or less what Stedman is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know who Gail or Stedman is to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm not knowing something. I ain't want to gossip, so you ain't heard it from me.
So she's with all we know about Oprah, she still has a lot of mystery surrounding her. You know what I mean?
But I do agree with you, Kills, when you said fuck her. I do agree with that, but we still don't know a lot of it. There's a lot of hitting shit about Oprah. I never forgot when Bernie Mac and Chris Rock was on the Winfrey show, and a lady in the crowd said something about comedy being hard work. And she said, being a comedian is hard work.
And he said it ain't a real job.
Yeah, talk about it ain't a real job.
Eloquently put her in her place. That's what he did. Yeah. He put her in her damn place and made her shut the fuck up.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Behind the scenes, I would have cursed the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I would have cursed the fuck out.
Yeah, okay, lady.
Yeah,
it's good to know that we have.
It's good
to know that we have.
The Steve Harvey laugh for the fuck over.
It's good to know that we have some real big Oprah fans today. All right, we're gonna do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. All right. Well, we got 16 votes on the poll. Let's see. Without an explanation on either one, would you say that you're an offensive or defensive person? 62% said defense.
I never did get that question.
Oh, okay. 38% said offense. 62% said defense. Okay, cool. That's cool. All right. We're going to do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. I want to thank both of y'all for calling in. I really appreciate that, as usual.
Yo, before you hang up, right? Before you hang up, when you hang up on TV, I like to know what kind of sneaks them is you got on too. So show me the sneak, because I just want to see, is that a Nike or something? I'm inquisitive.
These are Hoka sneakers.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Gitter.
Happy birthday to everybody out there and everything.
That's what these look like. Hoka.
I was looking, I'm like, what the hell we got on?
Hoka.
They decent.
Hoka. Thank you. Appreciate
Comfortable as shit.
These motherfuckers, yeah, I give them that. But when you first get them, they sit up so high and shit. That shit don't be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it should be hurting your heart.
I mean, it just took me off balance. I was like, yo, I mean, it's like sitting on like 4 sponges.
Well, before we hang out, Kim and son, let's say happy birthday to our niece Christina. Happy birthday, Christina. Cheryl daughter.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Christina. Stop trying to drag this show out. It ain't gonna happen. Y'all out of here.
I ain't dragging it.
All right, y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all. Love you to death. All right. Yeah, that's nice. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious November 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number 1 out the box. My baby sister, Sarah. And also Tanya Allen, Jada Roberson, Salusha Abreu, Rolanda Tulin, Janice Wiggins, actress Tamaja, she's also a go-getter. My man Derek McKinney, Femi Nini Blanco, Stacy Covert, Washington, and last but not least, my classmate who is currently in a coma. God damn, Tanya. Fuck. Tanya Newman, going all the way back to the 1984. Let me check her shit to make sure that this ain't... make sure that this ain't no posthumous. I hadn't heard anything. But last I heard, she wasn't doing that well. And hold on. Okay. Just trying to make sure I don't. Oh, fuck. Damn, no, Tanya passed. When? I don't think. I saw a happy. I saw a happy heavenly birthday. But the rest of them say, you know, I'm still wishing you well, hoping that you get through it. Because somebody said, I'm happy that you're now free. I hope she made it. All right. Anyway, I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, to rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, offense, defense, it's a personal thing. You know, there may be times in your life when you feel like you're more inclined to be on offense because there may be something that you need to do, somewhere where you need to go, someone that you need to meet, something that you need to happen. And other times on your personal life, in your personal life, you might feel like, listen, man, I don't care what y'all doing out there. I'm doing my thing in here. I put in my work out there. I'm going to chill in here. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. And the choice really is yours. The choice really is yours. So with that being said, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. for another daily Go Get 'Emism show. So make sure y'all come on through, and I'll see y'all when you do. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Peace.